Oh, we're live.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't watching the little
I thought you were waiting for it. I'm like over here just grinning.
Hey guys, welcome to our Saturday night thrift haul. We go live every Saturday night at 8:30 Mountain Time, sometimes 8:31. And we show you what we've purchased throughout the week. We tell you what we paid for it and what we're going to sell it for. And this week we have a ton of stuff from the Goodwill bins. So that is a little different because if it came from the bins, we don't know the individual price because it's by the pound. And so that's kind of hard to calculate. But we will give you like the total spend. How much did we spend at the bins? Like
70.
70?
Yeah.
71?
That was 70.
Okay, $70 at the bins.
Maybe
the most,
71? I don't know.
I don't know, 70 or $71, the most we've ever spent at the bins.
It's our biggest bins haul yet.
If we tell you it came from the bins, just know it's included in that 71, and you can make up whatever amount you want in your mind.
Honestly, like I wouldn't be surprised if it's less than $2 an item, even for the quilts, once we average everything out. So
well, and I forgot what I was going to say.
Did you tell them where they can find it?
If you'd like to shop along, you can shop at JamieRayVintage.com. Pretend that I don't know how to not say my words. And Kaylin is on here dropping the links to JamieRayVintage.com. You just click thrift haul. It's all listed. I'm going to let you get started because apparently my brain is not.
So we've got this giant rooster. This rooster is actually from the Savers, but it's huge. I think it was like $6. The tag is gone off of it.
It was
$6 or $7, like $6.95 or $99 or something like that. This has got some serious kitchen fur on it. It's got a broken piece up here. The base of it has been cracked and re-glued, and then I re-glued some other things on it. We're going to repair this up and kind of smooth and round that out.
Like add anything to the column.
No, but I will sand it up and smooth it out so that like when we paint it, and it'll be fun. We'll probably make it look like stone. Is it probably going to go like weathered wood with some white wax? That's our favorite way to do it. Or dry
brush. Although this isn't like
it's not as textured,
so this would be a good white wax candidate.
Yep.
We used to do roosters all the time. I have not found them in forever, so we're super excited. Once it's all painted up, it's going to be
$149.95.
$149.95. We actually had somebody comment that they bought this exact rooster like in the 90s at a thrift store for $250. I wish that it wasn't broken, because if it wasn't broken, I wouldn't paint it. I'd just leave it as is because I kind of like the look.
It would need a scrub.
But
still,
yeah, I would still scrub it. But it has been broken and repaired, so paint is going to make it look nice and fresh and be ready for new home.
All right, we've got some really great. These are Reader's Digest condensed books. We love them mostly just because they had a lot of fun with these Reader's Digest, and they've got art inside of them, and they have amazing covers on them.
They're pretty. That's why we buy them.
I'm going to send one to Tony and Heather for their book reading. But they usually do like book on tape as they're driving.
I don't think Tony and Heather want Reader's Digest books, but we should.
There's some good stories in here. So these are listed, like you'll have a picture. If you want a specific one, they'll have a picture of the cover, and then we list the first story that's in there.
Yeah.
And they're $9.95 each.
I always like when people say, well, what do you do with them? I'm like, what do you do with any decor? Like these you could actually read, but it is funny when people say, what do you do with that? And it's literally just decoration.
I've actually read a lot of these because for a while I was working with my cousin James during the summer, and Grandma Mary had a ton of them. And we worked at nights, and then I slept and I read and you know, I was staying with Grandma, and she had literally hundreds of these books, and I would just go through and like read the first couple pages of a story till I found one I liked.
The only ones I have that I haven't sold are from my Grandpa Taylor. So I have my Grandpa Taylor's Reader's Digest books, and I actually think they might be down in the basement in a box since we moved. So I probably should find them. I have my Grandma Taylor's dishes out, so I need to get my Grandpa Taylor's books, and they can live together.
Hermetic jars, one with an old kind of cracked seal, another without a seal at all. If you want, you can look on online. A lot of places
lids too. I just don't know if they're the same size.
Yeah, a lot of places you can like measure in here and figure out what seal you need. I wouldn't cannon these. I think these are for like dry goods on your countertop, but they look good.
I mean, you could cannon them if you had the seals. Oh, this one has a chip in that, though.
Yeah, a little chip. I wouldn't cannon
it with a little chip.
Yeah.
They are super cute. They were actually one of the first things to sell tonight.
They were $1 each, and we sold the set. Where'd my sticker go? There it is, for $22.95.
I feel like that's good. That's like $11 a jar.
Yeah.
And they're really cute. All right. One of the other things we sold, was super excited. And I'm pretty proud because Zeb always buys these and does them himself, but he was busy editing the video. And I put this art in here. It's one of our new prints. Which one's Pastoral Sheep?
Pastoral Sheep.
Pastoral Sheep.
This
It's one
is
of
the
our
rice
new
paper.
rice papers. So this is already sold. They bought the frame. When we got it, there was a frame and the mat. And I just put the art, and then there's cardboard, and then I glued it in so it's in place. It's got like the hanging hardware. Without art, we picked this up at the thrift store for $3. We added a JRV rice paper, and we're selling it for $42.95. And
it's a really good frame. I love this frame. It's all wood.
The frame was worth probably $30.
Yeah.
Like retail. So we got a really good deal on it. And it didn't need to be painted. It's cool. I love it. It's got a little bit of red peeking through, which it is really common. So I heard that like the Chinese used to do the red underneath the gold gilding. So a lot of times you'll see gold frames where red is peeking through, and that's to mimic the look of how they used to do it.
Well, and also if you saw the red through it, red was a really hard color. So it was valuable in its own.
Oh, see, there you go. So, but that's sold. But if you need the rice paper, I will have Caitlin. She's got a second. Drop the link to the Pastoral Sheep. So if you have your own frames, you can add our rice paper in there and make your own little flip.
When we go to the Goodwill bins, you never know what Jamie is going to find there or what she will think is cute. We should put emphasis on what Jamie thinks is cute.
I thought this bear was really cute. It looks like vintage fabric, definitely handmade, even though it has a tag on the side of it. I mean, just look how sweet that bear is.
It's, I can't even say that.
Chariots of Fire. It's the
I
brand.
was trying to read it. Chariot.
So
my brain was having a struggle.
Chariotsofire.com.
My brain was having such a struggle looking at that font. That's funny.
Well, it's because you're getting old.
It's there's a lot of truth to that.
I can only say that because he used to tease me that it's an Etsy account. She has no items listed at this time.
Etsy is all handmade.
Yeah, so
or art supplies. So anyway, fun little bear. I actually don't think I'd put a sticker on the price on this. So you're on your own.
Jackie Wood that made that. She's the sole owner and designer of Chariots of Fire.
There you go.
There you go. Maker and designer. She loves to sew.
Yeah,
How much do we list this for?
And it made it all the way to Utah.
$9.95. I could tell it was handmade because it's got like the little embroidered like nose, and it's cute.
I'm going to show a couple more things right here in front of me, and then I'm going to show some stuff that's back behind because we have quite a few things that are back behind because it just didn't fit. Candlestick, hand carved wood. It's going to get painted, $18.95. A lot of the detail is lost in the dark stain that's on here. So once we paint it, we like to bring that out, do our distressing that we do, and be $18.95.
I wanted to grab something that my kids thought was freaky that actually already sold.
Al?
Sometimes I just buy stuff.
Are you talking about Al?
Because it's weird.
Al's from the bins. He washed up real good.
So I washed him. He looks exactly like.
He's got like just a little something up here, but if you actually really scrubbed at it, you could probably get that out.
It's been sanitized. Okay, Al's been sanitized. So these range anywhere from like $50 to $100 if they're complete with the hat and the vest. And because he had this little teeny tiny little situation here, and he's devoid of his hat and vest,
we sold a country bear from Disney.
$19.95. He's a country bear from Disney World, and it did say Disney World on the tag, but when he got a bath,
that all wore off.
That wore off, but he's clean. People always ask me, "Do you wash the stuff from the bins?" I'm like, "Yes." Yep. When do you wash it? Everything gets washed. They're like, "What if it doesn't make it through the washing machine?" Like, then it doesn't get sold. It's getting a bath.
We bought it for priced by the pound. So
I don't know how much we paid for it. Yeah, because it's by the pound, but we sold it for $19.95, and it sold. I did tell Zeb. I said, while it is cool, it doesn't really fit my design scheme in the shop. So if it doesn't sell online, then it's probably just going to go with a few of the other items that don't fit my design scheme on the second floor, because we have some shelves where we do keep some overflow.
I love globes, maps, travel ephemera. Jamie actually bought this one. It was $3 and it's going to be $28.95. It's golden, like this creamy white with brass
on it.
Yeah, it's got a. I might try to dry eraser it, but I don't want to take the gold off. But it's got a couple scuffs on it.
You mean
like magic eraser?
Magic eraser.
Yeah,
I'm like dry eraser.
Not dry erase markers, but magic eraser. It's got a couple little scuffs on there, but I don't feel like it really deters from the actual goldness of the globe.
Essentially, Kimberly says she loved the country bears. I loved it when you were tired because it was a show, if I remember, from when I was a little girl. And I love just sitting there when you're exhausted and it's hot outside and you just got to watch something. There's a few things I like to do at Disneyland when I'm tired. I like to ride Pirates of the Caribbean. I like any of the things that they do at the lake. I once made my kids go on the canoe and they thought I was torturing them, but it was hilarious.
It was actually really hot out there on that little moat.
I had never been on the canoes before at Disneyland, so it was fun. Okay.
Let's just say Princess Jamie didn't row as much as she should have.
Montana said that the globe is hot. You said I didn't row it. Well, they had people there rowing.
But we were in a race.
Did we not win?
We did. The adults beat the kids.
I was like, because you do like to win. All right, this looks like a vintage.
I am ridiculously competitive. Watch out.
In case you guys didn't know. You would probably think I'm the competitive one. I'm competitive at some things, but when it comes to sports, I realize...
If it's like an actual competition, I will do most anything in my power to beat you. If it's just like being competitive on the highway and road rage, no. I'm not going to race you.
Yeah, we were in the car. One of our kids wanted us to go faster the other day, and I was like, do you even know who's driving? Like, Zeb, your dad does not speed. I actually don't speed, but Zeb says I have a heavy foot, like that I get off the line fast.
So we have a rental car right now because our car's in the shop.
Somebody hit my Land Rover.
Hit in between Christmas and New Year's, somewhere around in there. And it took them 6 weeks to get the parts in. Anyway, we have a rental, and I was watching like the estimated fuel economy. Jamie drove it for the first like 100 miles, and it was getting
all in town. It was lots of stops and starts.
It was getting 12.2 miles to the gallon. I've been driving it, and I didn't change her average, so we have her average on top of my average, and I'm getting 16.8.
And whoever drove it before me had 19, because I saw it when I got in the car.
They probably did a lot of highway, because when I was driving it on the highway, it was estimating like 21 or something like that. Anyway, it's a big Suburban.
They said, where is the sound? Can everybody else hear us?
Have we not had sound on it?
No, just one person. So I'm guessing it's probably on her end.
No, they're on. I checked. I've been having so many sound issues the last couple live streams and videos. Like, I checked like triple times.
Yosemite says, I washed it. I don't know what she was talking about. Something. Okay. They said it's going, they're just telling her to go in and go out. Okay. A Christmas Story by Daniel Davis. It's not actually a book.
This actually looks like a book, though. It's got kind of like the same texture.
It's where you hide your treats.
I love it.
It's probably one of the best book boxes we've ever found.
Yeah.
We always redo them.
The binding's pretty decent, but honestly, you're going to see, or the leaf, the page part, it looks pretty decent, but honestly, this is what you're going to see when you're looking at it, and it looks just like a real book.
Yeah. It's $9.95. It's from the bins. Part of that $80 we spent. So somebody said, October 1479 says, who can't hear you? You're loud. Is that like a dig or a joke? Because it is true.
We are
okay. These originally were purchased from Silk. There's a store called Silk for $5.80. I've never even heard of that. We bought them at Goodwill for $2.99 each. And we're selling for $11.95, which I feel like is a good deal because they're 4 hand-painted ornaments from New Mexico. They're Roswell, New Mexico. So there might be some aliens hiding in here.
Little tiny alien eggs is what these really are.
If you're not from the States, you probably don't know about Area 51 and Roswell. But if you Google it, you can find out what I'm talking about, aliens. But they're all really pretty, hand-painted, $11.95 each. And judging by this sticker, it was probably like $5.80 in like 1980. So with inflation, we're like doing pretty good.
Yeah.
They're $16.95. What did I say? $11.95. Oh yeah, sorry. It is $16.95. I can't read Zeb's writing.
That's a 6.
That's a 6?
Yeah. Why would a 1 have a little squiggly circle on the bottom?
Just ignore that. I told you we're in a mood tonight. All right. We have some share winners. So before we keep going, before I forget, if you're on Facebook, make sure you hit that share button on not just this video, but anything we post. And Facebook keeps track of shares. So because of that, we're able to send Happy Mail. And this week we have 2 people, Carol Dorney, Dorney, and Ian Tellyhalla.
Oh, Ian.
Yeah, Ian.
Ian won. All right.
He always comments with hearts.
Yeah.
It's funny the things I remember. Sweet Ian. So both of you guys email info@jamierayvintage.com and we will send you something fun in the mail. Thanks for sharing. And we'll pick more people next week. So keep it up. Oh, he's on. We got 3 hearts again. It must be like his sign out. Because
I think we've already got Ian's address.
Yeah, Caitlin says that we do because he's ordered from us.
He orders.
So
he just got some IOD.
But you can email her anyway.
He got some Christmas IOD.
Oh, that's right. We have. So we got. I won't tell you where we got it, but I will tell you that it was 100% legal. We got some Christmas IOD transfers. We sold out of 2 of the transfers, but we still have Fairy Mary as of right now. So if you are interested in the Fairy Mary transfers from the 2023 Christmas release, pick them up because I don't think we're going to be able to score anymore.
Everything else is gone.
Everything is gone.
Everything else had been gone since like
Somebody
last
was
October.
Like, hey, I have these and I can't sell them. You want them? And I was like, yes. So that's how I got them.
All right, big frame. We're leaving this one wood. We're not going to paint this frame. It had like a big splotch of stain over here that I sanded off. I sanded it and then I dark waxed kind of the whole frame to give it a uniform sheen. But then I wiped it right back off and it looks like all the wood grain that you'd want with a regular stain. How much did you pay for this one? It wasn't super spendy. I think it was like $6 or $8 or something like that. It wasn't a ton.
And I did have a picture of a temple in it, which we took out and kept.
But it was like a weird one. They did a bunch of like digital effects to it.
Yeah, it was a bunch of, it was not like a regular one. So we decided to print out something else and we're selling it for $124.95. And we put the measurements in the listing. So
this is not on canvas, which is why it's not $200.
Oh, are they hay bales or flying saucers?
No, they're hay bales. They're like Dutch hay bales. They used to stack them real high so that the water sheets off of them. You can't see the top.
Lori said you did a good job.
Because this frame, the painting, you can see the picture. I actually cut quite a bit of it off.
We still have
I folded it over the board and this was a test.
Tape.
This was a test paper because I'm trying to figure out how to do bigger decoupage paper on my big printer.
And we will put brown paper on that.
So this is $124.95 on that.
Yeah. And normally we would paint the frames, but I really liked the tone on that one. Medium toned wood. Sorry, medium toned wood is like all the rage. If you guys saw the video we did on Jamie and Zeb, we redid our dining table and it's medium toned. And so I really wanted to save that, but the original finish was all drippy. Like legit, They sold it in a mass, like a huge box store with drips coming off of it. So Zeb fixed it.
So this frame was white. Jamie painted it gold. We dark waxed it, and Jamie did this art with our new stencil.
I hand painted that. I fancy myself an artist. Just took me an hour.
The stencil is really, it's a layered stencil that Debbie created from Debbie's Design Diaries or DIY Paint. You might know her from either or. But it really helps you get your layout on there, and then you can do whatever you want with the colors.
Well, the way I did this was I like stenciled it, then I painted over the top, and then I stenciled over the top of my paint to give it more definition. And I splattered it for an artistic flair, and I even signed on the bottom. And then the frame was not gold. I gold and dark waxed that.
Yeah.
And it's $39.95, and I think we paid like $1 for the frame.
So Debbie did like her whole refrigerator with this. Like it's a pretty large stencil with a lot of other elements other than this. So if you want to do that, we have the stencil too, if you want to do your own thing.
And I was going to say something else, but I can't remember.
I don't know.
No, it's gone. Okay. I'm going to get your art. Where's your art?
It's right here.
Zeb's is slightly better than mine.
Listen,
Did you sign yours?
No, it's not signed.
I signed mine, but he'll sign his. He promises.
Every time I look at this, I'm like, oh, I should have spent longer on the background.
It's so good.
But I was doing it on a live stream in an hour and I wanted to finish it. So it is going how it is. And it's not bad. I don't hate it. But I spent more time on the tree and the bird. And the tree and the bird I did with also a new stencil called Flutter and Feather. But this one with the frame, it's quite a bit larger. This is, I don't know, where'd my tape go? My tape
$99.95. And the frame is wood.
Yeah, it's a wood frame.
And the inside is 16 by 20.
A lot of what you're buying is the frame.
Also, you don't do art a lot. Like, it's not a super common thing.
You can kind of see there's some
in real life, things. You can see the variation in tones. He actually did really good. He's not going to lie. He's a better artist than me. In case you couldn't tell from my flowers to his bird. But he will sign that, right, Zeb? Mm-hmm.
Sure.
He's like, I'm not going to sign it. I'm like, you painted that. You did a good job.
Okay. This is a fun item. We have a giant one of these at the shop that holds probably 100 cups or more. I'm not quite sure, maybe 90.
This one does not hold 100
This one
cups.
though is very popular for like just like if you got a coffee bar or a hot cocoa bar, or if you just want to keep your mugs out on the counter, it's a drying rack. And very popular, very European, French repop. This is not an original. They're usually almost as tall as I am.
Ours looks like a medieval torture device, the actual one. This is actually more usable than ours.
Yeah, they were used in like estates and like big restaurants, things like that. This is $29.95. We got this from actual Goodwill, right?
Yeah, it was $3.95.
Okay.
It had a tag on it. I had to take it off to photograph it, but yeah, that actually did sell. One of the first things to sell tonight. Ironically,
can I show you the first thing that sold tonight that Jamie's like, why did you get that?
You guys know how I feel about ivy.
So I thought this was resin, right? I thought it was resin. It's aluminum. Because when I was in the thrift store, it sounded kind of resiny, and then I noticed it's got some scratches back here on the backside, and it's
definitely
aluminum.
metal.
I don't know if your house number is 1823, but I just got it because I like it. Like you could go throw this on your shed out back. It would be cool.
I was like, who's going to buy that unless that's our house number?
Put it on your she shed.
It was the first thing to sell tonight. How much did you pay for it? Like $2? $1? No, it was $1.
It was $1.
Because it didn't have a price tag. We sold it for $12.95.
$12.95.
Ivy's not my favorite.
It's the first thing.
Like, I don't dislike it. It's just not my favorite. So I was just like,
I don't like ivy in the house. I love ivy outside. Like,
who has ivy growing in their house?
Not growing, like fake ivy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. Okay, well, it did sell.
But I do like this. I got it, and it was the first thing to sell tonight.
That's why Zeb and I thrift together, because I feel like there are things that Zeb finds and there's things that I find. And together we do, like, you know, we do the things together. Sorry, I got distracted by the question. Tracy, have you done the video for the new subscription box? Yes. So if you ordered a box, there was a code on the outside of your box, like a QR code that you scan with your phone. We did not make the video public because we had a issue with supplies and we didn't want people to be sad that they couldn't order it. And so we made it private. So it's not like up on our page.
If you can't scan it with your phone for whatever reason, email info@jamierayvintage.com and Caitlin can send you that link.
Caitlin will send you the link. So it's a private video. We may make it public because we did wind up having more kits, but we wanted to be conservative because I couldn't order any more for a myriad of reasons. Like they gypped us 51 plus a bunch were broken, so we had to fix them all. And then I ordered a different kind, and that's great, except for as soon as I ordered a different kind, they raised the price, so I couldn't order any more.
Quadrupled the price on them.
So it was just a disaster. But anyways,
Copper in the wild.
Caitlin put that email there.
This is.
Oh, Katrina says she purchased this. It's not her house number, but it's going to lean up against the wooden horse that she purchased.
Oh, that's awesome. And I like that it's not your house number. Like, I feel like that's fine. So this was $3 at the Deseret Industries. It's copper in the wilds. A lot of times when you find copper at the thrift store, it's like under the collectibles glass, or they've got it marked at retail pricing. This was only $3. It's just like a little creamer. Probably had a little lid on it at some point, but I like it. It's going to be $9.95.
I think it actually just sold. All right, next up, this is like a little Turkish coffee pot. It's brass. It was $3, and we're selling for $12.95. Zeb says they do really potent coffee, because I'm like, how are you going to heat up coffee? Like, I'm used to I don't drink coffee, but I'm with Debbie, and when she drinks coffee, she likes the biggest mug. Like when we go to Europe, Debbie drinks coffee out of a bowl because their cups are too small.
From what I understand, the Turkish coffee, like it like really hits you in your soul. I don't drink coffee, so I don't know, but that's just, what I've heard. You'll have to let me know if I'm wrong or right.
All right, next up, we have a bag of seashells. And they're really good ones. You'll have to look at the picture because I'm not going to dump out this entire bag. But I like this type of seashell. And these aren't fake. They're like real seashells.
Yeah, these are real shells.
And they don't look like, you know
these
how you get the
favorite.
cheesy ones? These look like somebody actually like found them somewhere, which I don't know where you find this good of seashells. But these don't look like the cheesy ones from the seashell stores.
These are my favorite.
These are from the bins, so I don't know how much. I guess they were going to be $5.99 at Goodwill, but we got them at the bins, so we probably paid a couple bucks. The bag's actually surprisingly heavy, so I might have paid up to $6 for them, depending on how much they weigh.
I'm just piecing together why this style might be my favorite. My mom had a big conch shell that was like this big.
Yeah.
That looked like the same coloring all grown up. I don't know if she still had it. She kept it in the bathroom. And I think for a while we even kept our toothbrushes in there.
Anyways, 1995. Anytime I've ever had seashells, I will not display them in the store like this. I will find like a jar, or I'll put them in a pretty clear plastic bag with a ribbon on it or something. But anytime I've ever found good seashells, they always sell well for me, even though we don't live by.
They're always on the
sea.
bag wall at the Goodwills.
Yeah. So Loretta says she sells seashells on Jamie Ray Vintage Store.
All right, it still needs a scrub and maybe a little bit of distress because it's got a little kitchen fur on it, but I like the color on it. I was possibly gonna, like when I picked it up at the thrift store, I was thinking of repainting it, but it's like a good sagey, almost aviary type green. And
it's more like Fancy Farm Girl.
I think it would be fun to do like, put it in your kitchen and do some mugs on here. And you could have like some different measuring cups and different things, maybe some spices in the drawer. I think it's a really great piece.
It does have a lot of kitchen fur, so it's going to go in our shower and get hosed down.
Yeah, we'll scrub it down.
So that's the only way we can scrub it.
You know, we're like a couple months out where I won't be scared to turn the water on though.
Well, you do have water on for the animals, don't you?
We won't have any hard freezes. I do have that freeze-proof spigot out back.
If the shell is large enough, you could plant a succulent in it. Those shells are small. You could possibly. Did you talk about the price on that? It's $99.95. How much did you pay for that?
It was, I think it was $4 or $5. Yeah, the price is gone.
Pretty inexpensive. That's actually one of our better finds this week. And it was really popular. Like a lot of people said they really liked it. I was going to repaint it, but everybody said they loved the color. So I thought, you know, far be it from me to deny you the color that you love. So I'm going to leave it. And if it doesn't sell and sticks around for a while, we'll circle back and we'll paint it.
All right. So this is like a lace stencil on this galvanized tote wall pocket hanger. You can see where they taped it on the back. So, you know, we're not going to repaint it.
Another item I was totally going to paint, and I had multiple comments. I want to buy it as is. So we're going to see what happens.
It's got a wood handle.
Has it already sold?
It's $18.95. I think we paid $3 for it, $2, or was this from the bins? This might have been from the bins.
No, I think no, it was DI.
DI.
I'm remembering myself finding it on the shelf, talking about it. It was like $1, I think $2 a DI. It's $18.95 as is. If nobody buys it with the like lace design on it, I will repaint it.
This is galvanized organizer. It's got 4 separate pockets in here. We're going to put some IOD on it like we've been doing, some Iron Orchid Designs transfers, and it'll be $22.95 when it gets that. This one here was, this is from the bins. I did not pay $9.99 for this at Goodwill. I got it at the bins.
How many of you guys on the other side of this camera, your Goodwill would have that for $9.95? Our Goodwill would never charge $10 for that.
$9.99 on this. It'd probably be like $3 to $4 at our Goodwill.
Maybe $5.99 tops.
Yeah.
We actually, so this week we're planning on going to some different thrift stores. We're going to hit up some different Goodwills.
We're going to go a different route on the other side of the highway.
We won't say exactly where because, you know.
Surprise. We got to surprise you.
We got to surprise you every now and then. But Monday's video is going to have some new thrift stores.
We do like to say where we're at, though. So we'll probably say it in the video. We have probably, I would say here in the Valley, about like access to about 30 pretty good thrift stores.
Judy, send an email to info@jamierayvintage.com. And if we can help you figure that out, we will. All right. Somebody was sorry. You can keep going. I'm just talking about something.
Rolling pin. If you watched Thursday/Friday's video, we call it Friday's video, but we put it up Thursday night or afternoon. This rolling pin was $2. We've been stamping, painting these like crazy. We paint the handles. Some are antique, and we don't do that to them because they're valuable just as is. But these ones that are newer, that were like machine turned, we like to paint them and they look awesome.
Yeah. So we stamp them. People ask us like if you can use them. And I guess in a pinch you could. You're not going to die, but we're not technically using food safe stuff so they are for decor only. We have thought about figuring out how to like pour resin on them, but we haven't gone that far.
I know how to do it. The resin takes 24 hours to cure up, so you got to find a place to like let them sit and cure. And
well, somebody said that they just stamped it and then they sprayed it with shellac, which when it dries is food safe.
Mm-hmm. Except for yellows.
Yeah, but if it was like already a stained one, it wouldn't really matter, right?
Oh, if you just want to do like the stamp on the stain or on the wood, maybe we'll try it. We can try it this week.
I don't know. Don't promise that because I don't know that.
I said we could. I didn't say we would. You and the kids always messing with my words. I'm a dad at heart. Like, I could do it. I might do it. Maybe we will later. Those are all up in the air and up for interpretation. And that does not guarantee I'm going to do any of that stuff.
Do you pay sales tax at Goodwill? We do not at our Goodwill. Is resin food safe? I believe it is. Gail says.
Here's the thing. Like, the lacquer on your tabletop, like 90% of tabletops in the world that are being mass produced have a thick lacquer on the top.
Is it technically food safe?
That's like a pretty harsh chemical, but once it's cured up, it's not going to hurt you.
Lowest price tag at their Goodwills are now $3.99. Gale Park. I was sad because we have these glasses that we thrift. We normally buy them at DI, so they're like $1. And I was at our Goodwill and they had them for $2.95 each. And I really wanted them because we need more glasses, but I ain't paying no $3.
Aren't they like an acre hawking?
Yeah, they're nothing special. They're just a pattern that I picked up because I liked them and I see them all over the place, so it's kind of convenient.
I'll show these, and then I think I've almost got enough room. We can show the quilts up here.
Ooh, quilts are coming up. Oh, and then we'll do this one.
So I think these are stainless steel. I still couldn't nail down what actual metal. Like, it's getting harder and harder to be like, okay, that's silver plate, that's brass, that's bronze, because they've gotten really good at mimicking the look without it actually being the metals. Like these.
This is stainless steel.
I don't know that I would even say these are brass. They're just.
I said they were gold toned.
Yeah, Jamie called them gold toned.
Now we have to show this. Let's talk about the price on this, and then we're all over the place. So $39.95 for these metal candlesticks. They're very well made, very traditional kind of decor. I like it.
I do really like them a lot.
I do. I would definitely.
I would display them like this on the table down the center.
Oh, I like this.
With maybe a runner.
I like the asymmetry here.
I would do that on a shelf.
Yeah.
Like, if it was on a mantle or a shelf, I would do it like that. But on a table, I would center the tall one.
I know you guys would be shocked to know this, but I personally only own metal candlesticks. I do have hand-turned wood ones that are stained, but I personally own no painted candlesticks. I'm not saying I wouldn't, I just don't.
That is weird that you don't.
I know. I have copper.
I need to turn you some new ones.
I have some copper ones that we picked up in Paris, and I have some gorgeous candelabras that are silver that I thrifted. And then I have the ones you made me, and that's all the ones I have. I am
super pumped. I've been filming a video for Jamie and Zeb. I know it's been a couple weeks since we've done a video over there, but we've been really busy behind the scenes doing a lot of things. And I got some power ran out there today. I have to put in some breakers and actually run the power in the shop, but my CNC machine is going to get back over there, which means sheep cutting boards are coming soon.
Soon, it means a few months.
I don't think that long. Anyway, Jamie has her timeline and I have mine.
Mine's more realistic, and
but it also means that I'll I have power here in the garage, but I don't like to use the lathe here because it literally it's like a wood chipping machine. It just sawdust everywhere and wood chips all over the place, and it's a pain to clean up. So I don't use the lathe a lot, but I'm gonna have that over there too, and that's gonna be good to go soon.
And I probably won't be in this video at all because it's wintertime and I don't like to go outside. I was with him while he was wiring up the box today, putting the thrift haul in, but my toes lost all sensitivity.
But I'm not a licensed electrician, so I don't like to show my. No, it's fine. We can talk about it. I just don't really show how I wire stuff up. All right, $38.95 for these. These are from the bins. Jamie found them in a different bin. They're gold tone. They're in pretty good condition. They were going to be $3.99 each. We probably paid they're pretty heavy, so I think we probably paid a couple bucks. Do you think they're more than a pound each? That's probably right around
$1.50 each.
Yeah, so $1.50 on hard goods.
We're gonna sell all of them for $38.95. This one probably had one of these in it, but her arms are just open because hers is now missing. Interestingly enough, I found these in 3 different locations at the bins. So you're lucky if you find one thing and you are missing something else and it's not right by it, you're unlikely to find it. And this week there were twice that happened. I found these 3. And then you want to show them my little Fisher Price record player? So these are metal. They are actual metal. Yeah, they are metal. They're just not I don't know what kind. I'm guessing it's just painted metal. All right, guys. I haven't put new batteries in it, so I feel like it's fading. We found this. Well, Jamie found it at the bins, and it's got one record that it has with it. We did not find any others. The record was not with it. This is the other thing that I found. It works. Okay. How do you turn that off? Right there. Just
on and off.
I found the record somewhere else, so I was super excited. This is the second time that I've found
It's in pretty good shape.
vintage Fisher-Price toy at the bins. These are the kinds of things that I don't find at the regular thrift store, so why they end up in the bins is far beyond me.
It's got the little holder. If you had 5 other.
Oh, a little disc holder,
Yeah, that's
little
where your
record, not
that's
disc.
where your records go. It's gonna be 1995.
Essentially, Kimberly said that she had one of those Camptown races.
Yep.
I was seeing that in my head, and it was not Camptown races. It was like dun dun. I don't know. You know, sometimes like you make up the wrong words. Okay, what were you gonna? Oh, quilts. We're gonna be next.
Quilts.
Let me show this real quick, and then we can do quilts and the crochet stuff. This is Reed and Barton. Also picked it up at the bins. It would have been $2.99 at Goodwill, but we got it in the bins, and we're selling for $22.95. It's tarnished silver. And it's in really good condition. I was excited to find that.
I'm not going to open these whole things up because the size is listed in the description and in the title. This is like a Waverly style. Is that what you were calling it?
It's actually a different brand. It's on the tag. It's made in the USA. It already sold. It's some dude's name. It's right here. Dan River. Dan River Inc. Made in the USA. It's great. And this, I thought it was Waverly, but this particular style of fabric, this cottagey floral that we all loved in the late 90s, early 2000s, it's coming back.
So strong.
It is coming back so strong, which I love because I actually had...
Jamie likes big, bold florals.
I had the Waverly Garden Rose print in our bedroom for over 10 years.
Yes, she did.
And I've never complained. I had all the pieces.
The blankies were soft and comfortable.
As long as I'm snuggling up next to you.
They kept me warm. Yeah.
Somebody asked how long we've been together, Zeb. How long have we been together?
Oh, it'll be 25 years in November that we've been dating. If we count from when we started dating, we'll be married 23 years in August.
A long time. I know. I don't look like I could be married that long. I was a baby. Let's be honest. I was 18. You do not.
Don't worry. I'm bringing the age average back. Like, this old bald head has been bald since I was like 25.
You were bald when we were dating.
No, I wasn't bald yet. I was balding.
Balding. Put this on.
I got like a pretty mean horseshoe that glares like my Mr. Clean is strong.
The only reason that he wears a hat all the time on camera is because when we first started filming, I'm like, Zeb, I don't care that you're bald. Like, you've been bald so many years, and you're so handsome. But it shines in the camera, and it's distracting. And he was watching the footage. He's like, you're right. So that's why he always wears a hat.
Yeah. I actually don't, unless I'm outside in the sun, I actually don't wear a hat that often around the house.
Shasta says, I didn't even know we had Goodwill bins in Utah. So they're in Salt Lake. They are called the Goodwill outlets.
Right off of
they're right off of California Avenue. You know, the big gas station with the coffee pot for the
It's off
sign?
the two. So like you're headed to the airport on the 215 from that side of town. Get off there at California Avenue. They're right there. Just Google Goodwill outlets and it'll pop right up on.
All right, let's keep going here. We've got some more. We're going to do more blankets, right? This is from the bins. This is like a little crochet doily, not in perfect condition. It's $9.95, but still cute. And then we've got a bigger one that we put at $12.95 because it does have like a little like light staining on it. I did wash it, but didn't like scrub it off. And it does have one tear.
I'll open this one up all the way. It's less of a folding situation.
$12.95.
Now these are used and they are handmade. So sometimes when you get these, there will be like maybe like a loose thread here and there. Most of you are handy enough and skilled enough that you can fix these. I never did any crocheting or quilting in my youth.
This is one of my more favorite ones. I like the colors in it.
That's got good colors.
I'm kind of particular.
And it's pretty loosely crocheted or knitted or whatever.
That one came from DI, so it was like $5 or $6.
Oh no, I don't know where the price tag went.
Because I washed it, Zeb. The price tag's gone.
Nope, I had one written on there. Here it is.
Oh.
$29.95 on this one.
$29.95. And then this is a smaller like baby quilt. This one's really well made. This one I think is also from DI.
You know what's crazy? Like we're selling these for $29.95 and they are used, right? But a lot of this is just like where they tied it at the end of their run. But you probably could not buy the yarn for $29.95 to make one of these now.
I mean, I don't know because I don't.
No, I don't think you could.
This one's $22.95. It's a little bit smaller.
Super good deal.
I like the color on this one too. Can you guys tell why? I always try to pick ones that I like. All right, next up.
So this one, This one is almost like
That thinks it's
woven,
wool. Like
woven
wool.
more like a rug, but it feels like wool. I'm not going to guarantee it for you. But look at, so it has like a tassel on the end, and it's been washed. It was like this before we got it, but it's almost getting like a dread on the edge here. And I've never seen actual yarn that's made from cotton do that. So, or other synthetic
So what
fibers.
do you think? If you guys are like in the know, do you think it's wool? It feels like wool, like it's
yeah,
heavy.
it's heavy like wool. Like this thing will keep you warm, thick as
This
thin.
one is $22.95.
Yeah, it's like a good Christmassy cranberry.
What is DI? DI is Deseret Industries
It's
thrift
a
store.
thrift store up here
It's owned by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which, if you're familiar, people like to call the church the Mormons. We go to that church. And it's predominantly located in Utah because it's a church-owned thrift store, and all of their money goes to charity. And they also do, like, all of their employees, typically like cashiers, people in the back, they do a lot of on-the-job training. So they do a lot of really good stuff. So the money that they get from the things we buy goes to good causes, unlike some thrift stores whose names not be mentioned. Okay, giant quilt. This is a big Afghan. Hold on.
It is a big one. You're gonna get your hair all frizzy.
$29.95. I like the colors in this one. It reminds me of, we had a light blue carpet, but my dad was a builder, and in the 90s you could get carpet this rose color. Does anybody here have rose colored carpet still? If I did, mine would be so dirty.
Well, the dogs.
We are hot messes around here. We actually have no carpet.
I gotta
in
like
our entire
replant the
house.
grass every spring because the dogs like tear it up all winter.
We have a one room that's tile, and then the rest of our house is oak flooring.
Yeah. And
lest you think we're bougie, we used seconds and we put it in ourselves. All right, this one's $16.95.
Someone's like, don't pass that camo.
Yeah, somebody was really
Afghan.
upset that we passed a camo.
So I got it. I got this. I found this one last week. I just like it because, you know, it's great. Oh, you could wear that. You could actually wear this hunting.
I am not wearing that hunting.
You're just sitting there in the woods. No one knows. No one knows you're there. So this one's less. It's smaller. Did you say it's $16.95?
They think it could be wool. Somebody said
it could be wool. It could be like, what is it? Alpaca. That's basically wool.
I don't know. Cynthia said her church had carpet that color. And then Andrea's mom had rose colored carpet. And Julie said, we built our house in the 90s and our daughter had rose carpet in her bedroom. Okay. So I had a room that was built in the 90s because my dad was a house builder. And my mom got to pick the flooring, even though it wasn't a custom house, just because my dad was a builder. And they didn't put carpet in there because I have been painting stuff all my life. And my mom's like, no way can we put carpet in her room. So they put like that rolled vinyl. And I had a crafting table, and then I could paint to my heart's content and get paint all over the floor, and it washed right off.
This one's really fun. I think it's $69.95.
Yep. So this is the blocked one, and it's it's like a blocked quilt. It's machine quilted. It's not hand quilted. It's $69.95.
I think it's that one. There's a little like a strip on that one that I need to fix.
Do I use fabric softener or smelly bits when I wash? When I wash for work, like this stuff, I just use a Tide Pod and OxyClean. So it does have some scent on it because that's Tide Pod has it, but I don't put extra softeners or smelly beads or anything like that.
Some people are pretty sensitive to that.
Some people are sensitive.
We try to just get it clean.
I mean, you can smell it smells clean, but I don't do extra smelly
like
stuff.
fresh laundry.
Shannon says our price for Afghans are reasonable. Well, thank you. The Bohemian quilt has sold.
So this one is hand stitched. It's mass produced, but someone made it by hand.
Yeah. So it's from India.
Yep. It's mint on the inside, on the other side, and then on the...
I would call it like spearmint green.
Yeah, and then on this side, it's got like a... it's just white with the trim. You can see the trim from the other side. There is some staining like on the... I can't remember what it was. I included the picture. It looks darker in the picture than it actually is in real life. Now, know with the stains, we're not over here like scrubbing them. We throw them in.
Probably get it out.
We throw them in the wash, get them sanitized, get them clean, and then if it's got a stain, we try to get a picture of it for you so that you can see it in the listing. But 9 times out of 10, if you worked at it, you could probably get these stains out.
Yeah. I'm doing lots of laundry, including laundry for the 7 people that live here. So I'm just washing it so it's clean. That one though, what's the price on that one?
Also $69.95.
Oh, that was $69. Normally, if there's hand quilting, we charge $100, but because there was staining on it, I lowered it to $69.95. Okay, just make sure we're good. Somebody had a question about ordering. If you order within a 24-hour period, email info@jamieratevintage.com.
Like multiple orders?
With multiple orders, and we will combine shipping. It doesn't make shipping free on subsequent ones. We would just combine it to what it would have been if you would have ordered it all at once. But we do not combine shipping automatically. You have to email Caitlin because she's the one that handles it. Like we have multiple departments. Caitlin handles that stuff. The people that actually combine it and ship it are completely different and they don't handle it. So you have to email Caitlin so that way
Caitlin is your point of contact on all questions website related. All right, this is the one that needs sewn.
Zeb is going to hand stitch this one. There's just the bindings coming off on the edge.
Yeah, this is and this one I think
right
is
here.
Also. Oh, yep, right here. It's got a little bit where it's like slightly torn. I'll do my best. I've sewn quite a few like dress shirts and things and hemmed pants. Not well. I've got a friend I could probably send this to, and you'd never know it even happened. But
or your mother.
He's busy working his day job.
When Zeb's mom Doreen comes, I just give her some thread and a needle, and I'm like, here you go.
These are the things we didn't get to, but this one's a lot of fun.
That one, somebody said they purchased one for like $200 and something. Can't remember who it was. She comments a lot.
I'm going to set this one aside so I don't forget
to
fix it.
Cheryl said she had one that was like over $200. Anyways, that one's $69.95 and Zeb is going to fix it. Lisa says fabric glue works amazing. If it was just for me, I wouldn't even worry about it, or I'd use fabric glue.
Hot glue it.
I've been known to use hot glue.
Did you show this one?
But since we're selling it, we'll hand stitch it. I don't think I showed that one. That one's another smaller one.
I would say that this is like infant size,
yeah,
like a receiving type blanket.
Definitely more vintage. And this isn't a rip. This is just where they like finish the thread on it. It's $22.95 and it's cream and blue, and it's really pretty.
And it's like a different white thread on the outside.
Yeah, I like this one a lot actually. Okay, is that it?
Yeah, but we got to hustle because we got like 13 minutes to get through the rest of this stuff on the table.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
It's Super Bowl Sunday. We got to get the East Coast to bed on time so they can
Zeb's
rest
got
up.
the Super Bowl to watch, so what I'll do is I'll just give him a needle and thread and he can
What'd you do during the Super Bowl? I sewed.
Okay. Next up we have we have these. We're selling they're like little tables and they're nesting. I paid $2 and $4. We're gonna paint them and probably do like a stencil or a transfer, something cute. There's a nice flat surface here. They're not too precious to where I feel like I can't have fun with them. We could
do some decoupage on them.
Yeah, and they're going to be $99.95 for the pair because the legs come off, so we can flat pack them, or we could just stick them in a square box. These are going to be easy enough to ship. So $99.95 for the pair, and they're solid wood.
All right, it probably won't get to you in time for Valentine's Day, but you know, 'tis the season for Valentine's. This was $2. It's a vintage Echo Heart Tin. It'd be $12.95. Got it from the DI, the Deseret Industries.
We have more fabrics from the bins. This is probably
my
favorite Raggedy Ann that I've ever thrifted because I love her dress. The navy and white.
Her dress is at least hand sewn.
And she's got the little, somebody said, well, even the mass produced ones have the hand stitched I love yous, but she has the little hand stitched I love you. And look how cute that is. And then they actually sewed rickrack onto her ribbon, tied it in her hair.
It's on her apron.
It's on her apron. I love the apron. This is definitely something that I would totally like my style. Anyways, $29.95. This did come from the bins. And then we've got cat fabric. Show them the cat fabric.
Cat fabric.
I think it's 5 yards.
It's just about 5 yards.
4 plus because I did the, you know where you do like this, you know, to see if it's a yard, like from your nose over. But it's cat fabric. This is folded over twice. Like, so this is twice as long.
Are we opening the whole thing up to show them?
Yeah.
Here, let's just fold it better here.
Yeah,
they can see the design.
Yeah, I had to try to fold it by myself. It's got cats on it. And I buy all the cat things. We got it from the bins. It's $19.95. But if you want to sew with it, it's already been washed. So there's that. Meow.
Yeah, the sizing's out.
Raggedy Ann is darling. Thank you. All right, next up we have these. I put the measurements in the listing. They're curtains. They are hand sewn. I can just tell by the imperfection, not hand sewn, machine sewn, like homemade. That's the word I wanted. And they're super cute. Ticking stripe. There is one like red pink stain on one of them that is not really that noticeable. It's right here. Can you guys see it? I honestly think if they were hanging, you wouldn't notice them. But anyways, I'm selling these for $24.95 for the pair. I'll refold them better than this.
It's time for all the small stuff that gets shoved to the front because that's where it fits and doesn't block the view.
Oh, they already sold. Sweet. I would like personally have just bought them for the fabric, but you can also use them as curtains. So.
All right. Did we decide if this was a vintage Santa or a repop? It says hand painted in Thailand. I don't know. It's going to be $24.95. It does have some wear and tear and some of the paint coming off in a couple places, which for me, that adds value and character and age.
I love paper mache.
It's got this ding on the nose. That's now going to be $3 more. But $24.95. Pick this one up. Was this at the bins too? I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was at bins.
We got a ton of stuff from the bins today.
Gloria says I'm wired tonight. I don't know. I'm in a weird mood. I think
she's in like a pre-sick. I took Dayquil mood.
I've been like
she's trying to fight off a cold for the last 3 days.
I keep feeling like it's been like a week and I'll feel fine. And then tonight I kind of felt like I was.
Well, there was something going around and the kids all got something like one at a time. No one was sick all at once. And then they gave it to me. And now Jamie's like, nope, I'm not doing it.
Also, like, do you ever have stuff on your mind and you are having a hard time like separating it from the other stuff that you have to do? Zeb and I are on camera a lot, so you guys see us in all forms, and real life happens behind the scenes. So if I seem all over the place, I'm really trying to stay focused, but my ADHD is on hyperdrive.
So we're gonna leave these frames. I don't think they're hand carved. They're just pressed. It looks like pressed pine to me. I don't know if the details showing up on there, but we're gonna find something to put in here and leave them as is. We're gonna leave them wood. We're not painting these ones, and they will be $22.95.
I want to put some sort of like scenery in them. Okay. Like, because I think something green and brown would look really good with a natural
like
wood.
A pastoral of some sort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A landscape.
Yeah, maybe the sheep or the green, the English forest.
The English forest, the new green rice paper.
Something.
It's very green. Be good. The pastoral
kids
sheep
in school and sick goes around. True. And everybody else got sick and I didn't. And I might not be actually like, sometimes I start to get sick and then I rest and it goes away. I have a decent.
Someone said a while back that we're sick all the time. We're not necessarily sick all the time. There's just like 7 of us that live in the house. So there's a high chance that like out of 7 people, like once a month, someone might be sick and then they give it to 2 or 3 other people in the house. And some people miss out and some people don't.
Well, I was also having problems with my medication for a while.
Yeah.
And I was having some reactions to that. But I'm good.
All right. This was also from the bins. It's Carson. It's just the Courier knives. And I just mostly just like the plate. It's like a porcelain finish on there. And then the pewter plate, I think it's pewter. I'm not going to guarantee it. I'm done guaranteeing what's
it's sold.
This kind of metal these days.
If that's not pewter, I would be shocked.
Yeah, it was $12.95. But I don't know what by the pound at the bins, it might have been $1.50. This is like a little piggy planter, and it's going to go through the dishwasher before we send it to you. It's still complete with whatever was planted in it last.
It's actually a mug.
Oh,
somebody just decided to plant in it. It is not planted.
That is a hefty mug. That's like almost
16 ounces.
I would say at least maybe 20.
I don't know. I thought it was 16 ounces.
It was $1 at the DI. It's going to be $12.95.
Yeah, sometimes when we're done with our live video, things just go straight in the dishwasher and get ran, and then they get to the shop on Monday. All right. Let's see. Somebody had a question about our rice paper. Can you use like Mod Podge? I don't see why you couldn't. I have never used Mod Podge. I've only ever used liquid patina.
So here's the thing. The ink should not run on the paper because I'm using like a pretty crazy archival ink, but that doesn't mean that the paper will hold up to being oversaturated or like a super high chemical content type sealer or decoupage medium. So just if you're using it, I would make sure it's water-based to start with, and then also just, work it light. Do a little bit. If you need to put more on, do a second coat.
Just like brush it on.
because the
Let it
rice
dry and
paper
then do it
does
again.
pretty well, but if you do like 10 passes in the same spot, it will start to oversaturate in the rice paper. It's like very delicate.
It's not delicate. It has fibers.
Yeah, that's what I
So
meant.
like you don't want to like overwork it. So you just like brush it on there.
Delicate
then,
fibers, same thing.
delicate is more like, I feel like our tissue paper is more delicate.
Yeah, actually the tissue paper is.
Because rice paper is thicker. All right, these are boring. They're really not anything great to them. They're just
I do like the little feet on them
galvanized,
though.
But the feet, I was just gonna say that. But the feet make them, and we're gonna put IOD on them, and then we're gonna plant a succulent in them, and then they will be whatever they're gonna be. $18.95 each. And we paid $1 each for them. So once we make them over and plant in them, they'll be $18.95. And Keziah, who works for us, loves to plant things. So it's been kind of fun. We don't have to plant it. We just, if we are going to make it over, we send it to her already made over.
Well, she said that in her interview. We're like, what do you love to do? She's like, I'm really into planting succulents and propagating them.
We
awesome.
finally, she's worked for us how long?
Perfect.
We finally bought succulents. We actually want to get some plants that we can propagate in the shop too. My favorite thing ever is when Keziah, she owns succulent overalls. I mean, she's just cute. So everything looks cute on her. But when she wears those are my favorite. All right. Andrea says she thinks those are adorable. I love anything with feet. So that's why I bought them. Okay. We always pick up these molds when we can find them. You can make cookies in them. You could put clay in them. 1991 teddy bear mold from the Pampered Chef. It was $1 and we're selling it for $11.95. And these for us are like hit or miss. Sometimes we cannot keep them in stock. They sell really fast. And sometimes they sit around for a while and then somebody will literally go through our website and find every cookie mold we have and buy them all.
Yep. Well,
So,
I think it like some of them are like harder to find and then more collectible, I think. Too.
Okay.
And
so
some people are just bakers and they're like, ooh, they have stuff.
Marissa bought your bird art and she would like for you to sign it.
Oh, okay. I will sign it for
I
you.
actually know it. Your other pack should.
Don't be disappointed in my signature. I went through a phase when I played baseball and I tried like 30,000 different types of
you thought
signatures.
you were going to sign autographs?
Yeah, I was going to be a pro. You know, when you're like 11 years old and you're signing, practicing your autograph over there on all the baseballs, Anyway, so my signature's gotten kind of weird over the years.
Marissa has a package that I know went out today. So you'll get another package next week and Zeb will for sure sign it.
All right. This is like a glittery pink egg. That's fun. I don't know. Jamie picked this up. This is something where we're talking about things that we thrift differently. I would never have picked this up.
Really? I think that's so cute.
I would have left it.
I like it because it's cream.
It's not that I don't like it. It's just I wouldn't have grabbed it.
The cream looks kind of vintagey and it reminds me of something like French in a boutique.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you had this with some French postcards in a vignette, it would be so cute.
Well, it looks really fun paired with this like floral topiary situation.
So it was $1 and we're selling it for, I don't know. You didn't put the price on there.
It might have had it on there.
I would
This
say
one's
like
$16.95 and I think this is similar.
$14.95?
Yeah, similar price.
$12.95? I don't know. Don't paint my egg. Oh, I'm not painting these eggs. These are good. I don't know which one you bought.
Don't
Lauren.
paint my egg.
These are not yet painted. They both have glitter on them. They're amazing. This one was $1 and we sold it for $16.95. Look how cute they are. Which one did you buy? Lori, which one did you buy? I'm curious. All right.
So we have this, Jamie called this like a creamer. I think this is a gravy boat.
I meant gravy boat. I told you I'm in a weird.
Gloria
called it.
Is it
I'm in a weird
Victoria,
mood.
Austrian? I think if I'm reading that right. Anyway, this is from was this from the Calgary?
Yes, it was
Charity
$4
shop?
at the Calvary Chapel.
Or Calvary?
Calvary Chapel. It's kind of fun because the Calvary Chapel thrift store has like worship music in it.
And they got it banging too.
Yeah,
They're playing it
that. It's
loud.
loud. And the only ever time I hear that kind of music is when I go to church with Debbie because they have a live band. We do not have a live band at church. So whenever I go to Calvary, it always reminds me of Debbie. So
this one's $22.95.
Yes.
This one is the
And it's
4-crown
Austria.
china. It's made in Japan. Southampton is the style, $384. And it's got like this really delicate white lacy pattern around it. Is that camera picking that up?
No, it's like
Let me see if I can focus
Yeah,
it.
so we can fix it. Oh, sorry. Those eggs were both $16.95. The pedestal one sold. That's one I believe that Lori bought. The floral egg. That one's good, Lori.
There, we got it to focus. Can you see that now? And then the silver around it. This is really indicative of like Japanese like style china or things that are made there. They really like their silver, their gold.
I like the delicate white floral on there. It almost looks like lace.
This one's $26.95. All right, we got to rapid fire. We got like 2 minutes.
Okay. Zeb purchased this at. I put the tag back on. I think it was $2 at DI. It's silver plate from Hong Kong, and we're selling for $16.95. Zeb liked the way the wire like crisscrossed, and I agree it is really cool. And I think this is really great to put like fruit in or whatever like that. I just picture apples in it. Next up,
so this tote.
It's not anything special.
It looks like someone used a vinyl stencil or something to create this. Oh,
we're gonna make it look like old, like we'll use stencils and make it look like old signage, and it'll be $44.95. That tote came from the bins. I actually just used it to haul stuff, and then we paid for it by the pound. But once we sand this off, we'll give it an age look, and it's a really cool stencils.
All right, this was a thrift store marriage. They didn't charge me anything extra for the lid, even though I told them I found them separately. They just charged me the $1. This is an anchor hawking bowl. And then we had this lid, and they're now a set. We made a marriage. I found the lid and the bowl separate, and they go with this. This had some sort of little dish for like dip or something there, but the designs are, if they didn't go together, I don't know what does. They're probably a set at some point and got separated in the thrift store, but the whole thing is no price on this.
It's a marriage. I'm just waiting on Caitlin to drop a link.
But now you've got kind of like a relish dipping tray. I didn't find the little cup that goes in there.
Caitlin says she can't find it. So
maybe we didn't get it listed.
I remember, but the website was being weird today. I was entering things over and over again and they weren't saving. So it's possible that
it's because you were doing it in the barn while you're keeping me company doing it.
But it's going to be a set, and I will double check for it later. Okay.
All right. More things to plant in. This probably had something glued on it at some point. You see that goopy glue?
They were $1 each.
We'll sand that off. We're going to make them look old, kind of like the tote. Might even make them match depending on what stencil
on it. And these are sold individually for, I don't know, I'm not planting in them.
$14.95.
$14.95. They are slightly different in size, but not enough that there's a price difference. So $14.95 each. And I will sand them and put some sort of cool, probably one of our like mini crockery stencils on them.
We'll put some old advertising
Make them look a lot older than they actually are.
All right, we've got some bins books. The Westward Ho, the red with the gold lettering on the spine, is $19.95.
I couldn't find like the age on it, but I just did my best guess. I looked.
Sometimes in Roman numerals.
Okay, Miss Flora McFlinson's Easter Bonnet by Mariana. This is very like French-looking art. To me, it does have a taped binding, but I actually found quite a few of them online that did. It's not in perfect condition, but the art in it is just precious. I actually think it would be so cute. Oh, I think it might be French because there's like Genevieve and like some fun names in here, but I think it'd be precious because the book is falling apart to like just take all the art out of it and frame it, like each page. It's from 1951, second printing 1952, third printing 1954. Some little girl really loved this book. This one's $8.95, and it has sold. Somebody else did.
So this is the first edition, reprinted September 1906. Originally written in 1855, so it's a reprint of that. And I believe that this was printed Bread Street, Hill, EC, and Bungay, Suffolk.
Did it say but when was it printed?
Right here in the front.
Where did you find that?
Got to be careful. The leaves, the pages are kind of.
It looks delicate.
Right there, first edition, January 1906, reprinted September 1906. Oh. Original story from February 1855.
I like it. All right. So the plate and the bowl and the lid was not tagged properly. So Caitlin probably has now tagged it. If she didn't, we'll double check it so that way it goes in the right collection. It's $19.95.
So this, I was actually pretty excited about this. I love old hymns and hymnals and the history of like spirituals or songs, however you want to call it. This was originally copyrighted in 1933. This is the 29th printing in 1960. And this is published by the General Authority, the General Assembly of the Presbyterian Church in the United States of America.
1933.
Philadelphia Presbyterian Board of Christian Education. Anyway, I showed it in the thrift store a little bit, but whether you care for the book or not, it's got just tons of, like, this could be considered sheet music. Like, you could play the hymn with this music here. So I love that.
For $19.95, it's worth it if you wanted to frame out all the music, if you didn't want to keep it as a book together.
Yep.
If you're a librarian like my sister Deborah, I apologize in advance for suggesting that you
it's actually in pretty good shape. Usually hymnals are pretty hammered after they've been in a church for a while.
Yeah, that one's really cool. All right, next up, the Little Lame Prince. This is actually older than I thought it was when I found it, and is highly collectible. And actually, I found some that were way more expensive than this one. Edition, it's a 1928 edition, and it's $22.95. But I saw one for like $45 or $50, but I'm not a book expert, so I thought $22.95 was a safe price on that. And then we're just going to rapid fire the last like 6 items here. I think this already sold. It's a little creamer. It was $1.50, a little pitcher. Sold that for $8.95. And then cute little brass tea light. I paid 75 cents for this one, and we're selling for $9.95. You could put a votive or a tea light in there. Zeb's going to show you. Do you want to sell the set up close?
This is $22.95. We paid $8 for it. I'm just going to show you this instead of taking it all out. This is what's in the box, and they're all in really good shape, still in their foam. But that's kind of the different designs that are on it. And I think you can see a good picture of it on the website.
And the gals will love it because all the original foam is still inside. So to pack it, they'll add a little bit of extra packing material and just box it within a box. Do you polish silver plate items or leave them alone?
We polished a couple, but we don't polish them. We leave that up to you if you want.
Some people like the tarnish, and I don't like charge an exorbitant amount of money for silver plate, so it's not worth the effort to like polish it. I have polished some copper before we've sold it. So $9.95 for this. It was like I can't remember when I looked up, like a cranberry relish dish. I don't know.
I was hoping it had a lid or something, but I don't know that it ever had a lid.
I think they're so cute with soap in them. Like, that's how I would use this, because obviously it probably had a lid, but it doesn't now. It's $9.95 for this little platter
soap dish in the bathroom or up by the sink. All right, so this looks handmade, and it's even stamped like it's like someone made it either in school or maybe it's from their own studio, because it's pretty well done.
Yeah, it's good.
This was $1, and it's going to be $6.95.
It's a coil bowl, like it was. You can see it's got textured from being coiled. And then last but not least, carnival glass. That reminds me of my grandma Taylor. She loved carnival glass, especially in these autumnal colors. This one has little feet, and it was $4, and we're selling it for $19.95. And I think that completes the thrift haul.
Unless we missed something back behind here, I don't know. If we missed it, you're just going to have to find it on the thrift haul, sort from new to old, and it'll have everything. I was thinking
that we didn't have a lot of stuff.
No, we had a big haul. It was just a lot of little things.
It was good. All right, you guys, thank you so much. This is like so much fun to just hang out and show junk and talk about random things. If you guys want to shop along and you're just tuning in, it's JamieRayVintage.com. And if you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jamie Ray Vintage for more
DIY
and thrifting. We'll see you guys on the next episode next week. Bye, guys.
Catch you guys later.